getting a little tour here. I'm getting a bit of an inside edge on this one. What are we in, Guy?
Well, we're in a fantastic Mercedes 124 Series CE, which is the pillarless coupe. And as you can see, we've got the pillarless coupe. Now, you were looking a little bit, not lost, but you were looking a little bit longingly about this, or around this car. So I said, come on. And what we're going to do, we do the little videos. This is just a little bit of a demonstration. Freddie's next to me. We've got the GoPro. This is what we do. This is our run with Elton just watching. And then we'll just talk about little points that we're looking for. Great to see nearly half a tank of fuel.
Absolutely.
Which is fantastic. A nice cleanly presented car. When your car arrives, if it's clean, it does help us enormously. But yeah, let's go and see what we do. Freddie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
So when you're driving for yourself, what are you looking for in the car, or are you just literally showing the footage? Because you're not here to give an opinion necessarily, are you? Because that's down to the buyer, isn't it?
It is. We're just giving a little bit of a drive. I think people can hear how a car is, how it performs, etc. And if there's something that, if I'm driving a car, if there's something that I see is blatantly in need of attention, then it's a point that we can flag it.
Right. And I'm
so
seeing a
no
real
breaks.
Inside story.
So there's Jeff
it's the rest
driving the P2. So we're at the Dragonfly Hotel, which is kindly just over the road. They allow us permission to use this little bit as our photography and filming area. So if you're coming over here, literally, you've seen how close it is. Do come and stay at the Dragonfly
Hotel. A staggering
Hotel.
distance, which can be quite handy for some people.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do now, Freddie's going to come out the car, and Freddie will film me just driving away.
Okay.
And then we'll do a drive past. But because they're filming there, we might just delay it, maybe just do it a little bit further down the road, Fred. If that's all right? Super.
Yep.
So this is showing 129,000 miles, and
so it's running just about now.
Just running. I mean, these Mercedes of this era are truly fantastic.
They
cars.
are great, aren't they?
Now, if I was going to be driving down to Wales, I think this is the sort of car I'd pick.
I've put this on our list. The only thing at the moment that I've said it's low on the list is because the guide price is 4 to 6. I will go to 4 plus fees, and I may raid my own piggy bank if it doesn't go silly, but I have to put a limit on it. This car may well go more.
It deserves to.
Exactly.
It deserves to, but you have to be in it to win it.
Exactly. And I don't want to undersell it, because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to just give my own opinion, and I certainly wouldn't do that. I think this car deserves to go more, and I will be quite envious of the new owner, because I think it sitting in the back here, although I do have limited leg room, shall we say, it's really comfy.
So we're just driving past Freddie now.
Ah, there he is.
There we are, and we stop, and then I will reverse.
This is so funny to see, Guy, because I think I've told you before, we watch your YouTube channel and your website constantly, because it is a great source of content and amusement.
I thought your astute eyes picking out Jeff.
Legend that is Jeff.
The legend that is Jeff in the rearview mirror.
That was hilarious.
Of the midget.
That was hilarious.
Was fantastic.
But obviously, we didn't realise it was quite a slick machine that goes into process when you're getting ready for auction day, because you've got less than a week, because viewing start when? Thursday?
Viewing starts on Thursday, so the 2 days before the Thursday and Friday. Forgive me for not looking around, but I'm looking at you through the rearview mirror.
Fine,
so
and just sorry to put it into context, it's Friday now,
yep.
So you've got less than a week until the viewings start. You have to be ready, not just like getting ready. Everything has to be there, doesn't it?
We have to be ready.
Yeah.
We have to have everything in place. So, this next week, next 3 days, 4 days, 5 days is really critical. We've got a few cars that aren't yet on site. They're coming. We've known about them for a while. I've got a V12 E-Type.
Oh, don't tell Claire.
So we'll mention that a little bit later, we've got an early Mini, and we've got another Mark II Jag. So they're just three that I could mention that aren't yet on site, and they're not yet on the website. Been booked in for quite some time. I went to see them some weeks ago, but it's quite interesting. I love the fact, for me, part of the job is when you're driving these cars. So a lot of cars just, you don't have an opinion of them. They don't really register on your radar. But it's when you get in them, when you drive them, you think, oh, actually, yeah, I've got, you know, I could enjoy this. I mean, a car that struck me that had never been on my wish list, but I took out the other day, a Renault 19 convertible.
The blue one?
The blue one. With
That's
an
on my
automatic
list.
gearbox.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what a pleasant place to be.
I'm glad you said that.
Oh, really? That's on your list?
We've just literally been filming that. I'm doing this challenge where I'm driving up to Wales the day after the auction. I need something that would potentially get me there and back. And I don't mind going off-piste, because that's the trouble, is you can get pigeonholed, especially, I mean, it's slightly different for you because you work with cars like this all the time. You do get, like you just said, you get to sit in them, you get to drive them, and think,
I think,
that's a bit of a nice
this is
surprise.
interesting. So it's the little details, like you were fascinated by the seatbelt buttons.
I've got to film that at some
which
point.
we'll have a look at. But when you open the door and the seatbelts get presented to you, I don't know if we can demonstrate this just now, but no, probably not. Oh yeah, there
there we are.
There we are. There's my seatbelt.
And they call that a seatbelt butler.
Sort of, yeah. Lovely, lovely headlining. I do love the pillarless coupe design. I mean, these windows, the mechanism of the rear windows coming up.
That is just awesome.
It's just brilliant. Really like that.
Awesome.
And you don't need, I'm not a big fan of convertibles per se. The pillarless coupe, it's magic. And if you put the roof back like this,
everything works.
yeah, it's great. You've got wind and air, very light. Again, these older cars, a lot of the problem with the modern cars that you see, when you drive them, you can't see a thing. You can't, the pillars.
No, exactly.
These are still quite, you know, they're thicker than obviously the older cars, but your visibility is fantastic.
Yeah.
There's no
Obstruction in the
massive
front and
sort
centre.
of blind spots.
Yeah.
But really, really great car. The Rover P2, Jeff, it's quite interesting. So Jeff does obviously the auctioneering with David, and Jeff does come along and with a lot of the setup and the filming of the cars. But people pick cars that they like subconsciously. We've got a bunch of cars that need filming, and so we'll always see Jeff in cars of his era.
Really.
Which is great. I mean, I've driven that P2. It sounds really sweet. I've only just moved it around the yard, but you've got nice tight gear change. Engine starts up really well. But he does love a Rover.
Yeah.
He loves a Riley. He loves a Wolseley. So this is the line-up bit. Now Freddie's up here, so we just waited for that. Normally we're not waiting just for the P2. So we have to back the car into this little lay-by area.
Okay.
And Freddie is very, very particular that we get
Where Freddie's gone.
it just right, nice and level. Yep, spot on. Straightforwards, yeah?
Is this for photography now?
Yep.
Back safely in the auction yard.
Well, thank you for accompanying us, Elton.
Thank you for trying to sell me yet another car, Guy. And yeah, you've definitely made it more on my list than it was before, if that can be a thing. And especially because I know that you'd buy it, so that's always a recommendation.
There is something nice just about a nicely engineered two-door coupe, I think. It's quite an elegant way to travel.
Indeed.
But, yeah, I'll be intrigued to see what you do eventually end up with. It could be the Reliant Robin.
I was just going to say that Reliant's looking more and more likely.